guys, it's Eli. Welcome back to the podcast. And I have no idea what episode we are on. I think we're on episode 10. I think 10. If you see the title, you'll know if it's 10 or something. I'm not exactly sure. I have to go back and look the last time when I did the thing. When I put the title and when I put the number, which I have no idea. I think it's 10. I'm really think it's 10. It's either 10 or 11. I'm thinking it's 11, but I don't know. But basically, so last podcast we had Karen drama. This podcast we just have drama in general. Not in our family, but so basically. So today is Sunday, the 23rd of April. Now, on the 21st, on Friday, we went to the trampoline park. Now, there was honestly not a lot of people when we got there. It was not super packed. Because when we went on Tuesday, it wasn't super packed. So when we went on Friday, I was thinking it was going to be packed. It wasn't super packed. And I was supposed to film there, and then I got too carried away, and yeah. But basically, so I was just hanging out with my friends, doing whatever. So they have this little thing that it's like the beam, and then it's the foam blocks beside it, and it's you have those things that you battle people with. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So basically, there's these I'm guessing teenagers. Now, there was 5 of them, I think. I think 5 of them. So, my friend wants to battle them. So I'm like, okay. So, they're playing rough. But this is the thing. I'm guessing that they were a little bit older than what I thought. But there's this one kid that honestly kind of looked 12, but probably either 13 or 14. I'm not exactly positive. Probably the same age as my cousin. I'm not exactly positive. But anyway, so they're just there and they just start playing rough. So I'm just watching. So they're battling him, and I'm just watching, and I'm like, So they're just battling, and so he's like, well, I can't really battle no more because my fingers hurt. So I'm like, well, I don't really want to battle because I just don't really want to. So there's this other kid that is a little shorter than me, and he went. So he got pushed in. It was not really fun. So then so have you guys seen on TikTok or even YouTube where they're you're kind of like a mic, but it's not really a mic. So it's so, yeah, they were doing that basically. So they were right there, and I'm right here, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So then there is this, there's this grandma that is I think a little older than my mom, or I think she's a little older than my mom. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if she's in her 60s. I'm not exactly sure, but she's a little older than my mom. We'll just say that. So she is okay, move along, you know. So I'm just thinking, we did not need your help. We was perfectly fine. You can go back to your table and talk to your people. We was perfectly fine. Which that was true. We were perfectly fine. But so they go, but this is the thing. So when they were battling, they were just saying a bunch of crap. So I had one of those things, and I was like, you know, I'm not doing this just because, but yeah. So I just went boom, and he was in. And it was the kid that was kind of my same height. So I pushed him in, and then he went and talked a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, but I pushed you in, so like, bye, no. So, basically that happened, and then there was these kids that are in our homeschool group, and one is like 5, and one is like 8, and then one is 10. So they're like 3 brothers. So basically, those kids told them to fight, the brothers, and told them. So then, one of the women are their, that are their kids, those 3 brothers, their kids, because they're gonna have 6 children. And then that other woman is her mom. You get what I mean? And that's her grandchild. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Grandchild. So the mother was basically gonna, on Saturday, which was yesterday, she was gonna go to like this thing that I'm not exactly really sure what it really is. It's like a thing where they just get away from their kids, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. But basically, so her mother saw this going on. So she went over there and she made this big, fuss, whatever. So she, the mom of the kids, she goes over there. And she's like, no, all of you get over here. So she is like, and this is the thing, her mother does not understand, well, I think she understands, but she was trying to make a point out of those kids told them to fight, so it's not their fault. But she was like, no, I've taught them not to fight. So even if someone says, I've taught them not to fight, to think and not to fight. So there was like, it wasn't yelling, but there was like kind of a fight, and then she's like, I'm not watching your kids, Mom. So basically she could not go. And then yesterday, the one on the side, the mother of her, she sent an apology. She said that she was sorry because she acted out a little bit and was kind of irresponsible, basically. What do we got? Well, I'm only talking for 7 minutes. I'm gonna have to get another story here because, But she was like, okay, so I'm sorry because I acted out a little bit and that was not really, that was irresponsible of me, and da. So everyone says that they forgive her and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, to me, she was like, you don't even hanging out with those because those are older boys. And I'm thinking, I'm like the same height as them. So if I want to, I will, because I don't think that you're my mother. You're just in the homeschool group. Now, of course, I didn't say this, because if I said this, it would not end well. But, yeah. Which, it's not really that you think you can do. You kind of just have to avoid her, because the type of woman that will tell you what to do, even if they're not your parent. Which is anyway. Anyway, so, yeah, but last week I didn't really do anything. I mean, I went to the trampoline park. Then I didn't really do anything, but, so our landlord came and was gonna come and mow, because they have a riding mower. So she was gonna come and mow, but when she came to drop the mulch off to put around the trees and the septic tank and all that stuff, basically our grass don't need cut, because our grass is just too short. And she's like, yeah, our yard has like places that are like this high. And we're like, no, like there's dead spots in our grass, so our grass don't need cut. So, I'm not exactly sure when our grass is going to need cut, because we bought that push mower. But then this is the thing, we kind of messed up. So she's like, well, yeah, you could just call me and I'll drop it off and you can mow. Because my mom was like, well, we like to mow. She's like, well, then you could have just called me and I'll drop it off and I'll pick it up the next day or whenever you are done with it. So we didn't know that, because we didn't know that they were the type of people to do that. So basically we bought this mower for pretty much nothing. I mean, sure, we could use it still, but like, we basically bought it for pretty much nothing. We basically just wasted a bunch of money because we didn't know. But, I mean, we can't really do nothing now because we already put gas and oil in it. If we didn't, we could return it. But now, I think we're going to keep it. I mean, we could sell it, I guess. I mean, We haven't used it, but it's just the problem is that we had put gas and oil in it. That's the problem. But we never used it. But I don't think they're gonna believe us because I mean they might, but this is my perspective. So let's say that I'm the buyer. So you put gas and oil in it, but you never used it, and they're like, yeah, that's right. We just found out that our landlord would actually drop off, like our landlord would let us do it with the riding mower that they, or no, like our landlord was gonna do it, and we didn't know that. But I'd be like, you know what? No thanks, because it has gas and oil in it, and I'm pretty sure that it's already been used, so no thanks. But this is the thing. A lot of people sell used mowers. Like, that is common. So, I'm like, you might be able to get what you pay for it. I mean, if you haven't done it on the grass, then you might be able to sell it. But just every single time we've sold something, it just, is a bunch of big deal. Because if you don't know, I don't think I filmed this, but basically, when we was moving here, we was gonna buy a sectional, like the sectionals. So it's like this, and then it goes like this. We was gonna buy a sectional. So, this was in Illinois, and I'm gonna tell the full story because this is really what my dad did. This is really what. So basically, when we was moving, there's just so much argument because I was always wrong and we was always wrong. So there's always so much argument, but that's besides the story. So we found this couch on Facebook Marketplace, I think. And if you guys know Facebook Marketplace, you know that it is sometimes a scam. But, us being the people that, oh, well, let's go do it, whatever, let's go do it. So, we had that U-Haul because we was moving and stuff, because we didn't hire a moving company, because, you know how expensive that is? Yeah, it's like a lot of money. So, we had that U-Haul. So, we was like, okay, we'll do it. So, we took our car, and then we took the U-Haul. So, my dad drove the U-Haul, the biggest mistake of our life. And you might be like, oh, he drove really fast. No, the opposite. So I don't remember why they were mad, but something happened. So they were mad. I don't remember why. Something like that. So he was like, have you seen these tires? These are so, So I'm gonna kind of filter this because I don't want it to seem like it was on purpose. So I'm just gonna kind of filter this. Basically, so we were driving there, and we was in the car, and we was in front because we had the directions. And remind you, this was 140, this was over 100 miles away. This was in Illinois, and this was a 2-hour drive. And it was I think it was 5 p.m. or something, and that whole day, we was busy. So when my dad got home from work, we was like, okay, we need to go get this. And then my mom was like, I don't think we should do this. But then we already told the guy that we was coming. So we didn't really have a choice. I mean, we could have, but my parents are just not going to do that. So basically, when we was going there, we was literally probably 20 minutes away from our house. And we was on the freeway, and you want to know the speed my dad was going? We were going 50 mile an hour, so he was going 40 mile an hour behind us. And we have hazards on, and there's truckers, and they're blowing their horns, and they're going 90 mile an hour beside us. Yeah. Let's just say we almost got killed. Yeah, that's just very much happened. So my mom calls him, and she's like, you need to speed up. Seriously. I don't even remember exactly what she said, but oh my gosh, she was so mad. And she's like, oh my gosh. So we go there. It probably takes 3 hours, add an extra hour. So probably 3 hours. So that's 6 hours going there and back. Because I don't know, they live in a little town that's over 100 miles away in the middle of nowhere, basically. So we basically get there, a bunch of drama. Oh my gosh, I will never move again. Well, if I have to move, yeah, but no, we're hiring people because no. Basically, just don't buy anything on Facebook Marketplace if it's far away. Now, if it's a good deal, maybe, but just really don't because it's just such a scam. So we get there. What? Oh. So my mom's asleep, but we get there, and basically we're there, and the girlfriend and the guy, I think that they live in like her house, and they're trying to get money for her like Jeep to fix. So they're selling this like sectional that's blue, and they smoke. So you can clearly like tell that it's been smoked in, and like one side didn't work. It was just kind of janky. So when we get there, the guy's not even there. The guy said that he was gonna be there. He wasn't even there. So my mom's texting the guy like, "Where the heck are you at? Like, what the heck? We're here. Like, it's about to get dark. We need to be on our way." So the guy was like, the girlfriend was like, I can't accept any money. Like, you have to wait for him. So my mom is like, well, I'm sorry, but we have like a 3-hour drive. So you either accept this money or we turn around and we drive our butts back home. That's not what she said, but I can tell you that's what she was going to do. Because me personally, I would said, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going back home. You know what? You guys can get the money somewhere else. I don't care. Bye. I'm going back home. Sorry. That's what I would have done because, yeah. Anyway. So, when we get there, everyone's just in a bad mood. Anything that I say, it's like, oh my god. It was just a bad mood. Okay. So, my mom texted the guy, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'm 15 minutes away. About 25 minutes goes by, and he's still not here. And his like coworker, like his coworker or something like that. His friend or whatever is driving him back home because they don't have a car. So, my mom's like, hello. So he's like, okay, it'll be 10 minutes. So he finally gets here after maybe 30 minutes of waiting, maybe even 30 minutes, probably like 25 minutes, but like 30 minutes, let's just say. So he gets here, and you know they're looking, and you can smell the smoke. Like it was just giving vibes that go back home. This is not worth it. But we was like, we drove all this way, so we should just buy it. So I don't remember how much it was. I think it was like $300. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 400. I don't know exactly. I think like 300. I don't know. So the guy gets here, and we give him the payment, and then no. Oh yeah, I know. So we decided to just load it up. So then he gets here, we can just give him the money and dip. So we load it up. Okay, we load it up, and it fits just perfectly. So we load it up, and then he gets here. So then my dad, I think, either my mom or dad. I think my dad gave him the money, and they were like talking. And I'm just thinking, come on. And we took Odie because we didn't have the cat, and we could not leave Odie because I don't know, like a 6-hour drive in total. So we couldn't have left Odie. So they're talking, and I'm just thinking, come on, you're just putting us later and later. So we finally get out of there, and mind you, they live like this up steep like hill with like a bunch of, oh my gosh, not the ghetto, but kind of the ghetto, honestly. I don't even know. But basically, so we finally get out of there, and my mom is like, I'm driving back, you can drive the car. And that's literally what she said. I'm driving the U-Haul, you can drive the car back, because no. So we're going, and my mom is like down the hill. My dad's just coming down, and my mom's going. She's like, adios, bye, I'm going, bye. She didn't actually say that, but like, bye, you know. So we stopped at this gas station, because we didn't have really any drinks, and she like bought a pizza and bought like a drink, like drinks for us. So we're there, and I don't know how we didn't have to get gas, but we just didn't have to get gas. I don't know. So we're going, we have the map, and my mom is like going. So we like get on the freeway, and I'm guessing the speed limit's 80. No, the speed limit's like 70, because it ain't like Texas out here where you have 80 mile an hour speed limits. No, because we live in Iowa, so there's no 80 mile an hour speed limits, because freeways are just 2 lanes. Now there is a freeway that is like 3 lanes, but that's it. Literally, it's like 55 mile an hour. It's like crazy. I don't know why it's not 65. Oh, I don't know. So basically, we are going, and my mom, we're just going. We're listening to music. We have the map. We're just going. And it's like dark. It is like dark. And my mom is like, these tires really aren't that bad. But my dad was just kind of paranoid, and yeah. So, and actually, but when we was actually about to get on the freeway, there was like this thing in the U-Haul where you had to push it, or like you had to turn it off because it would do something. I don't remember what it would do, but anyway. And my mom, and he was already driving slow, and it was only like a 35 mile an hour speed limit. No, it was like 40 mile an hour, but he's like driving 30 mile an hour. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway. And my mom was like, let's just switch. Like, she was like, literally, like she was like, just so fed up that let's just switch. And he's like, no, I can do this. Like, no. And I really wish he would have switched because, anyways. So we get home and we're going to the townhouse to get like some clothes and just some other stuff. And then I'm trying to remember if we go back there. I think our beds and everything's already at the new house. I think. No, I'm not sure. I'm not trying to think. I'm not sure if our beds and that stuff is already at the new, like this house, or if it was still at the townhouse. I'm not exactly sure. I don't exactly remember. I think we was coming here to sleep. I'm pretty sure because I had like my bed and they had like their bed or something. I don't exactly remember. But anyway, we come here. Yeah, I think it was because I think we left the couch there. But basically, we go to the townhouse and we get some more stuff with the couch there. And I was like, are we gonna go drop it off? Because it was like 8 o'clock at night. Maybe like 9. So we was like, we need to go home because my dad has to work. Because mind you, he did not take off for work for this stuff. Like, if you want to know who moved us, like, yeah, he helped. But while he was at work, we was moving. Like, we was moving everything. So I really don't know why he did not just take off work. But if you don't know, I'm not going to really say this because it sounds mean. So I'm not really going to say this. But I gotta think how to say this because, yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any way to say it. I don't think there's any right way to say this. So I'm just not going to say it because it's just no right. Anyway, so he just didn't take off work because there's just some reasons. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to sound mean. So there's just some reasons that just, yeah. So he didn't go. We did some of the moving. So he was at work. So we was like, okay, we need to go home because he needs to go to sleep so he can go to work. So mind you, we're living out of freaking boxes here. We're living out of boxes. Now, when we moved, I had like my bed and everything set up. And literally, I had like a bunch of boxes. Like, I'm not even joking. I had a bunch of boxes right there. I'm not even joking because I had my closet door, so I had a bunch of boxes right there, some stuff in my closet, just everything was everywhere. So, oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I finally got my room unboxed in like 2 days. I got it unboxed in like 1 day, but when I got all the furniture that I had, it was like the 2-day mark. But for the house, when we moved, I'm not exactly sure how long of a process it really honestly was. I don't exactly remember, but it was like a few days because we had the U-Haul for like a few, like I'm not exactly sure. I'm just gonna say like 4 days, maybe 5 days. I'm not really sure, but it was like a time limit because we got the smallest U-Haul because my dad was like, oh, it's too scary to drive a big U-Haul. Which honestly, I'm not even joking. That small U-Haul was honestly kind of scary, but that was just because we live on a gravel road, so it was like bumpy, and oh my gosh, it was just. But that U-Haul, honestly, when we drove it back from that couch, I really don't see what the big deal was. I would have been going 80 on that. I would have been whooping that little thing around. But anyway, 25 minutes. That's actually pretty good. We'll do 30 minutes, okay. But yeah, so I guess this is just like this turned into like a story time, and then this turned into our whole moving situation, Oh my gosh. So I want to talk a little bit about, that's pretty much all. There's sure a lot more details, but there's just details that it's kind of not really fit to really say. Maybe one day I'll say when I move out, but do I live with them still? Yes. So I'm not gonna say this because I'm just not. Maybe one day when I move out, then maybe I'll talk about this whole story if I even remember, because I honestly don't even know. But anyways, so I want to talk about a little bit about when we go to Texas. So basically, May on a Tuesday, because my cousin's graduation, his name is Maddox, his graduation is on a Wednesday, in May. It's like the 23rd, I believe. So we're leaving here on the 22nd, which is a Tuesday, and we have to drive to Chicago. I think I talked about this on my last podcast. I'm not sure. We have to drive to Chicago, and then we fly from Chicago to Dallas, and then from Dallas to San Antonio. That's how we do it. So we have to get from point A to point B, which like literally is like right there, like this. This is where we are. This is where Chicago is, the airport. So somehow we have to get from here to there. You might be like, oh, you can just have my dad drive us. My dad, my mom would never even if he did, no, never. She would never let him, because Chicago is never. That would never happen. You'll never see my dad doing that. Never. So we have to either rent a car from the airport, which is the Moline Airport, and then drive to Chicago. But that's like so much money, and it's just like it kind of seems like a waste of time, honestly. So we don't know what to really do. We might have someone like drive us. But I was like, which if we have to, it'll be fine. It's like 2 hours. But I'm just like, please, no, not this certain person. Because that certain person, I'm talking too loud. That certain person is that grandma that has that mom with those kids. Yeah, that one. So I'm like, please, no. Like, I'll like, no, please no. Because we was actually going to fly out of Iowa to, from Cedar Rapids. If you don't know where that is, it's in Iowa. It's from Cedar Rapids. I think it's like 2 hours away. It's like an hour and a half away. Something like that. So we was going to do that. But it just didn't work out because I guess it doesn't fly to Texas. I'm not exactly sure what the heck. But that didn't work. So, in May is I guess May is really not that busy, because it's like, May is really not that busy, but June is busy. Well, honestly, you know what? I guess May is honestly pretty busy from the 22nd until June 1st. That we are pretty busy. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we are pretty busy. So yeah, and I don't know how I'm gonna do the podcast, honestly. But, that we'll do that somehow. We will do that somehow, because we always fix that. We always find out that. We always figure out that, ladies and gentlemen. And then my cousin, she's gonna be like at least on 2 podcasts when we're there. And a few podcasts when she's here. Because if you don't know, she's coming here for like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah. Maybe even a month. I don't even know. But, yeah. So, that is what's happened in May. And I am like really just kind of paranoid, because if you don't know, I don't like airplanes. I don't like anything that flies. Well, like I like airplanes. I like airplanes, but I don't like to be on them. Okay, I like seeing them, like they're cool and everything. I don't like to be in them, because I don't want to be that person that falls out of the air and crashes and dies. I don't want to be that person. So I just but if it's your time, then it's your time. But I just I always thought, like, why would you I don't know. Like, if I don't have to fly, I don't fly. Like, when we went to Ohio, we drove because we was not about to fly. We drove. So, and that was fine. That was fine. But, yeah. So, in Texas, we rented a Toyota RAV4, which is, like, not really my dream car, but it's, like, a car that I like. So, I'm hoping it's at least, like, a 2022 or 3. I'm hoping it's 2023. I wish it had blacked out wheels, but I'm not exactly sure. It's just a Toyota RAV4. It could be a 2020. I don't even know. It's just, yeah. But we're going to be staying at my cousin's house. If you don't know, they live in San Antonio, Texas. I'm pretty sure you know that by now. But, yeah, that's where we'll be staying. So, that day that we fly in, we'll probably go get some food. Because if you don't know, I'm a very picky eater. And I have to have the food that I like. So we probably will, like, because when we get in, it'll be like 5 p.m. and it don't get dark until like 8. So we'll probably go to the store, and get some food that I like, just so I can at least eat some dinner. And then the next day, because basically this is like a crucial part, and it's just so sad. My cousins are gonna be in school that whole week that we're there because they don't get off until the 30th. So they're going to be in school every day. So they are going to get up at like 6 a.m. and they're going to be gone. So by the time I wake up, they're going to be gone. So it's just going to be my mom and Rita. It's just going to be my mom and her daughter. That's literally. So I don't know what I'm going to do because my life right now is already boring. So, I mean, I knew that they'd be in school, but I was like, oh, it'll be fine. No, it's really not, because they're going to be in school that whole week. So, and basically, they have this little graduation thing. I'm not exactly sure, but they have like this little graduation. It's not like for college or, it's like nothing like that, but they just have this little graduation. So, basically, we can't leave until they're off of school, that like we could take her home. So we're gonna be there for like 10 days, maybe even a little more. Now I don't know how long I can do that because they get annoying. Their family gets annoying real fast. So I don't know how long I am going to be able to be there for 10 days. Now I don't really have a choice because if I want her to come home, I don't have a choice. So I have to stay there until she gets off school. So, and wherever their graduation, because it's Nola's graduation and it's Layla's graduation. I don't talk to Layla, but I talk to Nola. But it's both my cousins. It's like a little like basically because they're top of the class, so they get like this little graduation thing. I don't know, but we're gonna go to that too. But we just have to wait till they're off school so we can take my cousin home. Only one. We're not taking both because. My mom's daughter and Layla, Rita and Layla, they are going to come here. That way they can get Nola, because we was just going to put her on she's 14. We was going to put her on a straight flight back home. But I don't think there's any straight flights. And we're just going to honestly, we might fly them up because basically last night, Rita's car, it would not start. So there was just a bunch of basically, that she can't take that car. She would have to rent a car. And I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we will figure that out when we have to. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because this podcast is getting a little too long. But yeah, so it's only 4 weeks until we leave. So, I'm only going to be able to, because I'm posting this podcast, so I'm only going to be able to post 3 more podcasts. No, maybe 4 more, I think. If I post every 7 days, 4 more. And then we'll be in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. And the vlogs are gonna get good. But anyway, I hope you guys like this podcast. Subscribe, hit the bell, like video. And I did wake up at 2:30 p.m. It was, oh my gosh, so bad. But I'll see you guys in the next podcast. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. I'm going to be back on Thursday because I like to post on Thursdays. But, I didn't do a mini-sode. I'll be doing a mini-sode this Tuesday. I think I'm posting 2 podcasts this week. My hair is crazy. I don't even know what's going on. Bye.